Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Automation Hub. Today we will discuss about tags. So why we use tags in BDD framework? Guys, using tags, we can filter our test cases. We can execute scenario as per our requirement. Like if there is a multiple scenarios inside the one feature file and you want to execute few scenario only, right? So in that way, you can add the tags first. After that, you can include the tag name whichever you want to execute, right? In the test runner file. So in that way, guys, you will execute only the specific test cases as per your requirement, right? So using tags, we have multiple advantages, right? We can select test execution, right? We can select how which test cases we want to execute, right? So the selective part we can do, right? We can select the test execution. Second advantage is grouping test. So we can group the test cases. If I have one feature file and inside that feature file I have like 10 or 20 scenarios, right? And I want to group the scenarios in different tags. I want to group five test cases in the smoke testing tag. I am adding smoke test, right? And five scenario I want to add in regression test, right? So I want to give I will give name as a regression test. So whenever I want to execute the regression part, I will use regression test. And whenever I want to execute a smoking part, I will execute smoking test, right? So in that way, we can uh, group the test cases. So whichever group you want to execute, you can add in the test runner class, and that way you can execute the group of test cases, right? Third advantage is what? Third advantage is test management. Using tags, we can manage large amount of test suite. Fourth point is what? Fourth point is we can do the environment based testing, right? If I want to execute some staging environment, I will mention tag name as a staging or production. So if I want to execute production environment test cases, I will use production tag name inside the test runner class, and I will execute only the production test cases, right? And if I want to execute the staging test cases, I will give the name tag as a staging under the specific scenarios, and I will execute the staging tag scenario, right? So this way we can do the environment based testing, right? Also, guys, we can do the debugging point of view. We can add the some we can mention the tag name as if there is a one defect is there, and after the some fix you want to test that defect, right? So you can mention like this bug. So you can mention the tag name as a bug 123 or bug 4, or any name you want to give, you can mention that. So you want to execute only the test case which have the bug in the previously, but now it's resolved, right? And you want to test if this is fixed or not, right? So in that way you can do the debugging point. Add You can add the debugging point, right? After that we can do the so I was talking about the tag advantages, right? So using tags we can have multiple advantages. And first of all, we define tags under the feature file, right? First thing you want to know how we define the tags. So always remember we define tags under the feature file. So we can define the tags under feature file as a feature level and as a scenario level, right? So I will show you 1 second. So I'm going to open one feature file here. So this is a login HRM feature file, right? So right now, like I already added tag, but see, we can define the tag under the feature level. So if I'm defining as a tag as a all, right? So if I want to execute all the scenarios, I will add this tag name as a all in the run test runner class and execute the same. So all the scenario will cover under the feature. So if I'm mentioning tag name as a feature level, so this will cover all the scenarios. But if you are mentioning tag name as a scenario level, so only the specific scenario will execute, right? So there is two type we can define tags. One is feature level, one is scenario level, right? Okay, so right now as you can see, I added one feature level tag, right? And then scenario level. So using how we declare, just use at the rate symbol and tag name. Any name you can provide here. So in the is the, like this we can declare the tag. So like this, I added smoke test. I will add a smoke test. So whenever I want to execute smoke test, I will use this tag name only. So this scenario will execute, right? The same way I will add this tag name also in this second scenario. Okay, like this. And then I added one regression test scenario. So like I have in four scenarios under this feature file, right? And I want to execute two test cases, like two scenarios under the smoke test. I don't want to execute regression test scenario. So if I want to execute only smoke test scenario, so what should we need to do, right? So first of all, you need to mention the tag name inside the feature file, right? So I added this tag name as a smoke test, right? So this scenario will come under the smoke test and this one also. So once I will show you how I am going to execute. So let's first I added all the tag name, right? Then what we need to do, we need to go to the test runner class. So I just named as a cucumber test. So this is a runner class, right? So runner class is what? I already explained you in the previous tutorial. Whenever you want to execute your test cases, you need to create one runner class, and under this we define our feature file path, right? And the step definition path. And we can declare the plugin type, like the reporting part is what type of reporting format you want to get, like, right? And we can also mention the uh, tags and all. So there is a two ways we can declare under the test runner class. So one way is we can use cucumber options, right? So one second, I will show you here. So see, this is cucumber options. Under cucumber options, we can use all the plugin or like a glue or tag like this we can declare under the cucumber option. So using cucumber option, we can declare the tag like this also, right? And then uh, equal to curly braces, and the we can give the name as a tag name. Login, like I did added some login tag name or products tag name, right? So this is the tag name. So if you are using cucumber option, you can declare tags like this is the syntax. Simple tags equal to curly braces and comma, then at the rate login or at the rate product, whatever the tag name is there, you can add multiple tags like this, right? And this comes under the cucumber option. But here in this project I am using JUnit Jupyter API tags, right? So in this, what we need to do, simple, we are uh, giving the configuration parameter. So configuration parameter we declare as a key and value pair. So when key, we need to mention the key name and the value. So key name is plugin property name. So I want to add plugin property name and the value will be pretty. So the format will be pretty, right? The second thing is configuration parameter key glue property name. So why we use glue? As I already discussed about this, like glue we always use to define the step definition location, right? So here I am giving the glue as a key value, and the value will be the package path, right? Where my all the step definition was saved, right? So as you can see in the left side, I added my step definition under the io cucumber.skeleton. This package I created, under this all the step definition are added, right? So if you want to execute all the step definition, you can mention the path like this. You just need to mention the package, and all the step definition comes under this package will execute while executing this Cucumber test runner class, right? So glue we use for declaring the step definition path, right? Then why we use select package, at the rate select package we use to define the feature path where my all the feature file is present or not, right? So as you can see, my feature path is IO. First is IO, then Cucumber, then feature. So this is the hierarchy, right? First I created one folder is IO, then Cucumber, then feature. So I'm using the same way. First IO, then Cucumber, then feature. So you need to mention the path where your feature file is stored, right? So select packages is used for declaring the package where all the feature file are saved, right? So this way I added all the things, right? So we declared one file path, we declared one uh, step definition file path, and we declared the format, which format you want to get the reporting part, right? So I added as a pretty, so we will get the report as a readable format, right? Then I want to include some tagging part also, right? So if you want to add some tags here, if you want to execute your test runner class using tags, right? I want to execute only the some specific scenarios, right? So we will include tags also. So this is the syntax of this include tags. This is the syntax. At the rate include tags, then round bracket under this. If you are declaring as a single tag, so there is no need to write this curly braces, just add double quote and the single tag, right? Like I will show you one by one. So I'm going to remove this comment part. I just remove commenting part, and at the rate include tag we use whenever you want to include tags, you need to add at the rate include tags, and then you need to mention the tag name. So I will mention the tag name like this. So if I want to execute single tag, so just use round bracket, okay, round small bracket, then double quote, then give the tag name. So what is the tag name I want to execute? This tag, right? So I want to execute only smoke test scenarios. So I will give the name as a smoke test. And then what we need to do? Just save this changes, okay, and then click on right click and run as JUnit. JUnit test. So I am here declaring my tag name as a smoke test. So all the tags, all the scenario comes under the smoke test will execute, right? So as you can see here in the under the feature file, I added two smoke test scenarios. One is smoke test scenario is this valid data. One smoke test is invalid data, right? And other two scenarios comes under the regression test. So when I will execute these two scenario smoke tests, so only these two scenario will execute, right? So let's run this and check if this is working or not. So I'm going to run this as a JUnit test. So see, okay, so as you can see, one second guys, I did something here. Okay, so see, okay, so because I mentioned here one thing, I mentioned tag name as a all under the feature, right? So all whenever you are declaring tag under the feature level, so this will come to all the scenarios, right? As I mentioned before. So see, all I can see here. So this will include this scenario and this scenario also, right? And then you can see because we mentioned smoke test scenario only, so smoke test tag only executed. So this valid input data, all the step definition file executed, right? And then invalid input data. So this all the steps are executed. So only two tags, two scenario are executed, right? Because we mentioned the smoke test scenario only. That's why we can see only two scenarios are executed, and those are comes under the smoke test, right? So this one is correctly worked, right? Because I just added the smoke test under the tag include tag. So smoke test scenario only going to execute, not the regression part, right? Let's see, I want to execute the regression test only. So let's copy this tag name first, regression test I want to execute. I don't want to execute smoke test. So I will add like this and then save and then run your runner class. So see if only regression part is working or not. So see guys, after the execution, see only the regression test cases are working. Only regression test scenarios are executed. So see, first scenario is comes under this regression test and second is this, right? So only two scenarios are executed because only two scenarios I added under regression test tag, right? So this is working fine, right? Okay. So as you can see, if you want to execute any tag, you just need to add this annotation at the rate include tags and then just provide the tag name. Like this, we can give execute our test cases as per our requirement, right? Because if I want to execute only smoke test, I will mention smoke test. If I want to execute regression test, I will include regression test. Just we just need to give the name, tag name, whatever tag name you are giving under the feature file, right? First thing. Okay, second thing, I want to show you feature level. So I'm going to use all tag because I added this under the feature level, right? So see, I added one tag name as a all and this one I declared as a feature level. So see what will happen. So once I will execute this test runner class, run cucumber test class. So all the test scenario will execute it because all the test scenario will comes under this feature, right? And whenever we are applying any tag under feature level, so all the scenario will include under the feature level, all the tags, right? So let's see if this is working fine or not. I added tag name as a all. So I'm going to run this class and see. So see guys, smoke test, then regression test, right? So I added these three, four. This one is one, right? Two, then three, then four. All the four test cases are executed fine, right? Because why? Why? Because I added the feature level tag. So all the scenarios are executed because when you add any tag under feature level, so all the scenario will come under the feature level, right? So see, I already explained about feature level scenario tag and the feature level and the scenario level, right? So you got the difference, right? Whenever if you are declaring tag comes under the feature level, so all the scenarios will cover. And if you are declaring tag at under the scenario level, so only those scenarios will execute the name you are going to provide under the test runner class, right? Okay, so see, we have include tag, then we have exclude tag option also. So like see, if you have 10 test cases, 10 scenarios. See, I have four scenario, right? Okay, I will add this one as a okay, and here I'm going to give the tag as a sanity sanity test. Like this, I just give the name as a sanity test, right? And I added this scenario under this feature file, right? And see, I want to execute all the scenarios, but I don't want to execute sanity test. This is my condition. If someone asks you like there is a multiple scenarios in one feature file and I want to execute only specific scenario and I don't want to execute few scenarios, like I want to execute 8 scenarios but I don't want to execute 2 scenarios. Okay, so how you are going to execute this type of scenario? So see, you need to do what? You need to include tags, right? So first condition is you can give the tag as a feature level also, and if you are not declaring tag as a feature level, you can give the tag as a scenario levels, right? So scenario level is what? So whatever scenario you want to execute, you can mention the tag under the Cucumber test runner class, and whatever you don't want to execute, you can give the tag name under the exclude tag, right? So see, if you are using include tag, you can just provide the tag name. So I am giving here all feature level tag, right? And I want to exclude this. I want to exclude the sanity test, sanity tag scenario, right? So sanity test, I added one tag name and for this scenario. So I don't want to execute this one. So what will happen? Let's see. So what I'm going to do here, okay. So I will give the name whatever I don't want to execute under the exclude tag. Okay. So at the rate exclude tags, I am using this annotation and I will give the tag name. See. So what will happen when I will execute this test runner class? So what will happen? All the scenario will execute except sanity tag one. So let's run this program and see if this is working or not. See, all the test scenarios are executed except like smoke test, right? This one, this one is also smoke test, right? Second, right? This one is regression, third, and this one is regression, right? But there is no sanity, right? Because we excluded this. Let's comment this and run again. So see if sanity will come execute or not, because I commented out exclude text. So I'm not giving any condition to exclude any tag, right? I'm giving just include all the tags. So I'm executing. Okay, I'm going to execute this. So in this condition, all the test cases will execute because all test cases comes under the feature tag, right? So I added feature tag name here all. So all the scenarios are executed right now. See, sanity test. So see, so this is the option. If you don't want to execute some scenarios, you just use this annotation exclude tags and just give the name whichever tag you don't want to execute, like okay. If you want to give the multiple tag name, what is the syntax? So simple. What we need to do, you need to give the round bracket then curly braces, right? So in this I am going to provide the tag name. So I will give the first regression test. So I will execute, I want to execute this one, okay. Then comma, then again you can comma, then again you can give the smoke test, right? I want to execute sanity test, I don't want to execute smoke. So I'm giving the name as a sanity and I will comment this. So see guys, these two tag will execute. So I'm going to run this. So see, sanity executed and the smoke one, regression one, because I added this regression and sanity tag name. So this is the use of tags. So whenever you want to use any tag, you can give tag, you can declare tag any name you can mention under scenario level or the feature level. Okay, then after that what you need to do, you just need to use this include tags or exclude tags. This all the annotations comes under the JUnit Jupyter API tag. So you just need to add this dependency under the pom.xml. So in that way you will get all the APIs, right? Under for the JUnit Jupyter API tag, right? So see, I added this dependency under this, so that's why I am able to execute. See, you just need to use this dependency. So once you will add this dependency, so you will able to give the annotation like this. You can mention the all the details using these annotations, right? Okay, so this is the difference, guys. So if you are going to use tags, so just declare all the feature level or the scenario level, and then just you need to add include tag or exclude tag. If you want to include, adding include tags, so whatever you want to mention, you are going to mention inside this, only those tags will going to execute, right? And if you are giving exclude tag, so whatever the tag name you are going to give under exclude tag, so those scenario will not going to execute. So this is the advantage, we can include or exclude our tags based on our requirements. So this is the good approach, or good feature we can say. So we can define, or we can execute only those test cases scenario, those we want to execute for that time period, right? If I don't want to execute some few test cases, I will exclude them just easily, right? So this is a good approach, guys, and you should always use tags under the feature file, because this is very good approach. We can define tags, we can group them, test cases, we can check whenever you are going to send any report, so everyone will know like this test case scenario comes under this tag. So this is, they did the regression test cases and they did the smoke test cases execution. So in that way the reporting will also looking good, and everyone will know like you executed regression test cases scenario and you executed smoke test scenario, or you added this this environment scenario, or you added this defect scenario, like this everyone will know. So this is the use of tags. So I think this tutorial is completed for now. So thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and please like and subscribe to my channel, so you will get the notification whenever I will upload another tutorial, right?